Can anybody hear me? Am I still streaming? Oh boy. Okay, we're back. I don't know what the heck just happened. My stream randomly disconnected, but we're back now. So let's get these boys home. Sorry for that, everyone. I have no idea why that happened. It happened on Monday too, so I'm gonna poke around the software this weekend and see if there's any reason. Twitch has been acting weird lately. Yeah. It didn't happen on Wednesday. But I hope it doesn't have something to do with Kerbals, because I like playing Kerbal Space Program and I don't want to have to not play it. Okay, so we need to plant a flag on Minmus. So I guess we're doing a Minmus mission. So let's grab one of our vehicles here. And we have the Inquisitor 3, I think, is a two-seater, right? Yeah, it is. Alright. Alright, let's grab some science here. The scanning arm. Let's see, actually, before we do this, let's see what we can do with a mobile processing lab. Keep the cupola on there. I'm gonna attempt to build a light but fast rocket that has at least 2 fuel tanks. That's a good idea. The lighter your rocket, the better, just in general. So, we've got, call this the KSS, Kerbal Space Station. And it needs to have a little bit of fuel. And a rocket. But other than that, it's just gonna be this. Oh, I guess we probably want some power generation. That actually reminds me. It's to destroy my current space elevator. Well, you've picked certainly a fun way to do it. Alright, I think we grab... We definitely want the batteries, right? And we could get the high power electrics, which would give us the big solar panels. That's a lot of science to be spending on that. The docking port is kind of important, so we'll grab that. See if that unlocks anything. No. We have a structural thing we can... A structural tube. Not quite the right size, unfortunately. I think we just slap a bunch of these big battery packs on there. Like, that's not quite what I wanted. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And some solar panels. That's probably enough power, right? Maybe. Lots of batteries. Some decent sized solar panels. This will be our first foray into a good sized, whatchamacall, base station. Now we need to get it into orbit. So, given that we have a lot of money, I think we already have kind of a decent idea how we want to do that. Actually, we're going to need a bigger fuel tank now that I think about it. There we go, that's better. And then we want to switch over to main booster here. And this one worked out so well for the Savior 3. I think... Oh, you're back? Okay, yeah. I don't know why it disconnected randomly. Nothing else on the internet disconnected. Just the stream. I'm going to look into it this weekend and hopefully get it fixed, because I don't want people to not be able to watch. That makes me sad. Alright. So here we go. This is the KSS, the Kerbal Space Station. It's going to be our first lab. And now we just need somebody to volunteer to put her in orbit. So, you know what? Jeb's just crazy enough. He's just the guy to make it work. Oh, he needs to actually be in the cupola here. He's going to fly this thing into space. And we'll send the scientists up afterwards in case something goes horribly catastrophically wrong here. We're good on that. I don't think we need monopropellant. We really don't need anything else. Once this thing's up there, it's not supposed to do anything besides generate science, so we'll put a more modular station up later once we've unlocked some more stuff. Alright, so who do I have here now? I know we probably lost a lot of people in the disconnect. That bums me out, but it can't be helped. So, roll call, I guess. Here we go. I've seen Vulcan Rider, I've seen Square Gaming, I've seen Cap, Yes Very. So if you're here and you're not one of those three, let me know. We'll keep the good times rolling. Now let's not flip over this time. I think we're going to be missing I'm in Timeout today. They had said they had something going on this Friday, so they won't be in, which is sad. They're going to miss all the fun, but that's, you know, people got lives. I'm not going to fault anybody for that. Steady. Nice and steady, Jeb. You got this. I believe in you. Oh boy. Oh, right. This doesn't have a reaction wheel. Oh, that's not good. That's actually super bad. I didn't put a reaction wheel on this, so it's pure gimbaling. This is going to be interesting. Thing's like flying a brick, jeez. I knew we forgot something, Jeb. It's alright, once it's up there, we don't have to worry about it anymore, so we'll do the best we can with what we got. Wait, does this... This does have... Okay, this does have reaction wheel. I'm I'm overstating the problem, I think. Alright, there we go. We'll put this in like 100k orbit, I think. Probably good. Love the mainsail. So big. $90. We'll ride it out. Oh, this means that the video is going to get split across 2 videos again. I don't like that. I want it to be 1 video. Oh, we are almost to space. Jeb managed to fly this brick successfully. I guess I shouldn't have doubted him, right? Look at him go. He's just living his best life in there. True legend. Alright, we're up to 80k now. Once we get down to about 30 seconds to apoapsis, I think we'll open up the throttle a little more and try to circularize. And it failed, the fairings. The fairings on your light rocket? Destroyed the entire rocket. Well, that's not great. Alright, here we go. Wow, that's a lot of Delta V for what is ostensibly supposed to be a space station. I guess it does need to be able to, like, get itself into orbit. Almost there. Yep. Now we will detach. Activate. Let's get this thing into orbit. So we can't actually dock, so we'll have to send a ship up here and then like manually move the Kerbals over. But that's okay. So we'll send up with the 3-seater, and we'll relieve Jeb and swap in some scientists and a new pilot, and then they can just live up here for a while and do science. Which means, actually, maybe we just send 1 scientist up for now, along with a bunch of science. This doesn't have a dang... Cannot transmit data. We're going to need to bring up an antenna for this thing. Luckily, rocket launch success. Glad to hear it, man. The launch is the hardest part. Well, that and the landing. Everything else is easy, though. So we're actually going to need to bring up an engineer to put an antenna on this, because I did not put an antenna on this thing in my rush to get it done. I neglected to put one on. Chat, why did nobody warn me? Alright. Almost there. Getting it out to 100,000. Almost there. And a bit more. Second stage active, nice. So maybe this can transmit science. Let's test it out. No, okay, so yeah, it cannot transmit science. Good to know. So we'll need to send up an engineer with a... I guess we need to send 2 trips. We'll send up a trip with a bunch of science, swap out pilots, and then we'll send up another one with an engineer and a scientist and a pilot to add an antenna. Triggered. Why are you triggered? There we go. Okay. So we're done with that. Should be getting plenty of solar power. 3,400. That's not terrible. I hope that's enough power coming in to keep the lab active. So we need to send up the... Oh, it failed again, huh? Bummer, dude. So now... attach a new part to satellite. No, it's that same one. Not doing that, not doing that. So, make sure we have what I need. Pretty sure I do. So, let's put together a thing here. We're gonna send up an Inquisitor 3 with some science. And let's ditch that. And we're gonna put a... I guess a Communitron 1 is good. Is there a difference between these? Oh, there it is, okay. So, bandwidth 3.33, 5.143, packet size 2 bits, 51.4. I think we just bring up one of these. And yeah, we'll just send Valentina and Bill. Actually, no. I want to send someone I can swap out, so we'll send Dude Pont. Or Calfert's probably good. You don't know what's wrong with the fairings. I couldn't tell you. I've never had problems with fairings, so could be anything. Alright, so we're sending this guy up. Obviously we have way more than we need, but that's okay. We're gonna grab a bunch of science on the way up and deposit it. And it's gonna be a good time. Man, that disconnect really put a damper on my evening here. Bums me out. But the show must go on, so keep rocking here. Alright, off we go. Let's get some science. Oh, haven't got that one yet. Interesting. Get some goo. Get some reports. I don't know that one either, wow. Grab that. And grab a crew report. And start gravity turning. Hi, Emmykins. You missed a horrible disconnect, so I'm glad you're here. For some reason, like on Monday, the stream disconnected for like a minute and left everybody in the dark. Oh, uh-oh. We're flipping over, guys. Here we go. Don't know why that happens. Thought I was doing a pretty gentle turn there. I guess not. You know, I probably should have waited for the station to be, like, in range before I did this, so I could have an easier rendezvous. Now I make things easier for myself. I think we're doing fine. Getting all twisted here. Come on, guys. Keep it together, Calvert. Keep it together. Alright, I think we're good now. Now we just gotta ride it out. There they go. And now we're just cruising up into space. It's probably fine. I think most of the people who were watching are still here, so it's not going to hurt anything. It's the randomness of it happening, though, that's frustrating. Like, I couldn't find anything about it online in the brief searching I did while we were gone, so I have to spend a little more time investigating this weekend. In the meantime, though, I have put a space station in orbit of Kerbal, and I'm hauling up some extra parts and crew to take over. Well, not the scientist, but the pilot who's going to be flying it, as well as a antenna that is much needed. Alright, how are we doing on the space front? Front's getting a little toasty. That's okay, though. Okay, now we're getting a little too toasty now. Alright, there we go. Gonna cruise now. So, I think everybody probably here that's gonna be here. What do we wanna talk about? What were we talking about before we were so rudely interrupted? Probably nothing. I know Cap Yes Very is struggling to get his rocket working correctly, so hopefully they can resolve that. Vulcan Rider, I know you were talking about being glad your week's over. That might have been a while ago, though. Emmykins, you mentioned it's your cat's birthday. And Core Gaming might still be around. I do see them in the viewer menu, but you're in orbit. Hey, way to go, man. That's the hardest part. Once you're there, you can go anywhere. Oh, this is a long, slow climb. Did your cat get anything good? Any fun toys? Almost to space. Come on. There we go. There's the sounds of space. The angelic choir of being in space. Now we can actually warp here. And almost there, almost there, almost there. There we go. And we're ready to circularize. Okay, we need a rendezvous. Luckily we've got a ton of fuel, so that's not going to be a problem. Currently exiting Earth's orbit. What game are you playing? I know you said SFS before. What is SFS? Tell me more about this SFS game. Right. Space Flight Simulator. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So yeah, that's probably not quite as forgiving as Kerbal's. Which I think is, I mean, Kerbal is a smaller planet. Everything's kind of scaled down. I know real space launches, there's a mod for KSP that adds, or changes everything so it's Earth. And it makes the launches way harder. Because there's more gravity and everything's not quite as cartoony. I don't want to say cartoony, but I think cartoony is probably the best word here. Alright, well, we don't want to be hanging out up here forever, so let's do this in one. Alright, get it in one, guys. Here we go. How far out do you think we'll have to go to get this? Keep an eye on that apoapsis. I'm tired, but I'm also Kerbaling. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, too. Which sucks, because I got another stream to go to after this. I'll be up till after midnight. Oh! Got a new scratch post and new treats and some catnip mice. Very cool. Those are good cat toys. So here we go. Almost there. So we had to go out to about 700 kilometers. That's not too bad. Save time in the long run, I think. Instead of having to do orbit after orbit after orbit to try to close the gap. And that's about as good as we're gonna get here. Let's loop around. Come on. Around and around we go. Should I use the space elevator as a railgun? Maybe? What benefit does that give you? Aside from the fact that now you have a cool space elevator railgun. Alright, we are closing in here. Let's get everything lined up. I feel like a space elevator would make a very good railgun. Not really designed for rapid acceleration like that. I don't know how the physics in the game work though, so maybe I'm wrong. Get that separation down as best we can. It's actually going up, not helping. Now it's going down. Alright, that's what I wanted. Perfect. I would say you should make some kind of like mass driver setup that like rapidly accelerates you into space. It's to intercept rockets with no fuel. When you say intercept, how do you mean? Like, are you doing some kind of orbital rendezvous with the end of the space elevator? Like it's a big hose? Alright, we're coming in quick here. I gotta pay attention. I'm gonna crash. Alright. Let's slow it on down. I want to get down to maybe like 100 meters per second. Destroy. Okay, you just want to destroy things. Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you, that's certainly easier than building things. So, I'm not sure why you're having issues. Well, we overshot it. I guess I overestimated the strength of this rocket. But at least it's not too far away, so we should be able to catch it, no problem. There we go. Now we'll just cruise in nice and easy. Perfect. So now I have to decide where I'm going to put this antenna, because I didn't really anticipate where I was going to slap it. Probably on the front. Same as kind of this design. Don't overheat the engine. This one should be fine. I don't think this one will overheat. It's the nuclear one you have to worry about, I think. Don't know if they still overheat or not. It does look kind of red though, doesn't it? Nice and slow rendezvous here. The side maybe? Yeah, I'll see where it looks best. We'll have the engineer try out some different configurations. I could also, I could actually just take these off and put them on the station. That would be kind of funny. Although there's no real reason to do that because we're going to get the readings here anyway. Alright, we are approaching the station. Let's slow it down before we have a low-speed collision here. Slowing it down, slowing it down. And here we are. Well, guys, we've arrived. There we go. Okay, so first out is going to be Bill. He is going to take the data, take the data, take the data, and take this data, and collect data, get some EVA reports, and then gonna a little bit of construction. There we go. Alright, Bill. Now you have a very important job. To put this thing on this thing. So grab on. Good deal. And hang on. Jeb, can you hold that steady? Thanks, buddy. We need to slap this guy. Right there's probably fine. Like, just right up front. That looks good. Yeah. Send it out. Looks like a little unicorn horn. Okay, so we'll put the experiments in there. And get in there. I need to see what's in there. View data, grasslands, shores. Okay. Good. Hop out. Oop. And we're going for a fun ride. Yep, keep that steady. Come on, man. Water. Shore. And we'll send Bill back. Build a bomber. Can you actually build a bomber? Can you drop bombs? Space Flight Simulator makes me think rocket ships, but if you can pull off like bombers and stuff, I guess that's pretty cool too. I don't know if that'll actually help you, but you can try it. Okay, so Calvert, you need to go swap with Jeb. Yeah, okay. Well, if it'll work, it'll work. I'd say give it a go. Okay. Transfer crew. Transfer crew. Calvert here. Want to be pointing normal. I think that's our best bet. Just straight up and down, just like that. Alright, and now Jeb, you are going to hop out. And I don't know why it freaks out like that whenever somebody goes EVA, but whatever. And we'll send Jeb over to the other craft. And then we need to send these guys home, and then we'll send a scientist up here to deliver a little bit more science. Alright. So it's down there. That's fine. Here we go. See you later, Calvert. I'll be back later. So we'll ditch the fuel pods here, I think. I think we could probably ditch the rest of the stuff here too. We'll just speed up a little bit until we're entering the atmosphere. Here we go. We'll be coming in over the desert, it looks like. Good deal. And then we need to send up... Wow, they're like twins. Oh, that's another thing I'm looking forward to in KSP2 is that the Kerbals will have... There'll be more uniqueness among them. Like they won't all look exactly the same, which I think is cool. Misa back from the shower. Thanks, Jar Jar. Well, you can't actually be a gamer if you're taking showers. So I don't know, man. But you missed a beautiful rendezvous with the KSS. We swapped out Jeb for Calvert, who is now piloting, and we attached a antenna, which I had forgot to add in the vehicle assembly building. So next mission, we're going to be sending up scientist to take over the research up there. It's basically going to be the same mission again, but with a scientist instead of an engineer. And then we'll get them started on science. We can start squeezing more science out of this stuff. And then, so we need to go to the MUN and we need to plant a flag on Minmus. So we'll go ahead and do one of those missions after this one, or after the one that's coming up here. And we got about 40 minutes left in tonight's stream, so I'm going to push to get as much as I can. Hey, look, it's the desert airstrip down there. That's a fun sighting. I think we've seen it before. Can I? What is my second stream? I'll be running through Outer Wilds with a friend who hasn't played through it before. And we're also playing Raft, so pop in if you want, but it's a little bit different than this one. Also, if you haven't played Outer Wilds, highly recommend it if you're a fan of adventure games, puzzle games, space games, narrative story games, pretty much just games. If you like games, you should definitely at least try Outer Wilds. But yeah, I really like it. I wish that I could play it again. I wish that I would have played it on stream. I mean, I played it way back before I even thought about streaming, but it's one of those games that you kind of almost want to have a record of how you played it, just to see how it went. Never too late to stream it. It kind of is. You can't really play it again. It's one of those kind of games. Like once you've played it, you've beaten the game, you've solved it. There's nothing left to play. Does Emmykins game? Oh, that's a great question. Does she game? I think we can physics warp now safely. Coming in. That parachute popped. I guess I could turn off SAS there. That's probably not helping. If she doesn't get around to answering in a timely manner, she plays Animal Crossing and... Oh, there you go. She's not very good at most games. Yes. I've tried to get her into games throughout the years, but I don't know. She has fun anyway. Yeah, it's true. Certainly has more fun than I would if I was bad at the game, that's for sure. Alright, coming in for the splashdown. Thought I heard something else. Okay. I heard something else splash. Must have been really far away. Alright. Do we get any new stuff? No. Go ahead and recover. These tutorial missions are irritatingly buggy. Oh, in KSP? Yeah. I don't want to, like, say don't do the tutorial missions, but I don't think they're, like, particularly well put together, unfortunately. Alright, let's see if there's anything else. No. Alright, so let's put together our next launch here. We're going to be sending up a... First we'll take this out. And... It's weird that it took away the parachute. But... We're going to swap in. We'll leave Jebediah. He's a good pilot. And we'll send up... I think we'll send Bob on our mission to Minmus. So we'll put Anfrod up there. And anything else in inventory? I don't think so. You're on the third one. Set up the 5 tanks, but then go to engine. It said to add the swivel engine, only it is not in the engines tab. You're looking in the engines tab. The swivel is the LVT-45. You have to research it. Because I feel like the swivel is the first one you get. Okay. You're in the tutorials. Yeah, so you're in the VAB, right? So what engines are in there? Well, that's frustratingly buggy. I'm going to agree with you there. Alright, let's get this thing off the ground. I think we've got who we need. So we'll go ahead and launch. And I think we'll grab... We have a scientist, so we can actually grab a bunch of stuff on the way up. We'll grab upper atmosphere and... space, low space stuff. So Jeb, ready, Anfrod, ready. All right, here we go. Keep an eye on the stuff I like to keep an eye on. And get going here. Those tutorials were added before they changed the engines, I think, so maybe that's what's causing it. I would say check the forums, but I don't know. You can honestly just skip the tutorials for the most part if you get the gist. A little bit too fast here. Alright, here we go. Video series. Yeah, you're honestly better off watching a video. Like I played long before they ever added tutorials, so everything I learned was from the old Scott Manley tutorials and some others that I don't remember. Or probably at that point it was probably written tutorials, which I think might still be around on the wiki, but yeah. Gotta use what you can find, I suppose. Once you have the basic idea of how to build a vehicle down, you can focus more on sort of the fundamentals, like how to increase your delta V, the efficiency of the rockets, like how to pick a rocket for the job. That's, or an engine, I guess. Because you want to have an engine that matches what you're going to do with it. And I know there's some like tier lists out there of the different engines, and some of them are pretty funny. But there's kind of a consensus around which engines are best, but they're usually pretty far down the tech tree, so you have to keep that in mind too. I think that's about good for now. Oh, I totally forgot to grab science as we were going up. Shoot. Oh, we'll grab it now. Get the barometer, the thermometer, and the crew report. And then we'll have our science man gather that up on his way over. Oh wow, look at this. We're like right on top of it. I didn't even plan that. Beautiful. Let's see if we can't play catch up here. And I should probably switch this to not be a vessel. It should be a station. Alright, we're getting pretty close. And there's 100 kilometers. We'll cut it off there, and then we'll kind of mess around with our... Honestly, probably ditch this back engine. Get out to this intersect point, and then we'll kind of boost a little bit. Go out just a little bit farther. So, clearly we all enjoy our space simulators, and I know Vulcan Rider are the other games you like, but if anybody else wants to share their gaming preferences, I'm sure... I know for one, I like to hear what other people play. But maybe you can share your favorites with the class, as it were. Oh, what the heck? We got way out of whack here with the inclination. You guys probably already know that I've been playing Dyson Sphere program, so I'll lead with that. That's super fun. And I actually saw Factory Town was on sale on Steam today, and I was going to pick that up. But I'm curious if anybody has played that at all. Okay. It looks like Factorio a little bit, but it looked a little more... I don't want to say like medieval, a little more like industrial revolution-y. Cap, yes, very. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it enough to stick around. Always appreciated. Most of the stuff I play is old. Yes. StarCraft, Traycon, which I haven't got a chance to check out yet, but it's on there. I know I talked about XCOM. Were you a big XCOM fan back in the day, or still today? Turn-based strategy is kind of my thing, more so than the real-time stuff, so that's more where my preferences lie in that regard. This landing soon? Okay, it is. Alright, so Emmykin says Animal Crossing, Spelunky, Halloween Forever, Persona 4, etc., etc. That list is not... That doesn't really have similar things on it, except Spelunky and Halloween Forever. Do I know about Ace Combat? I do know about Ace Combat. I haven't played it since one of the ones on PS2, I think. I don't tend to play a lot of like arcadey shooter type games anymore. I think I'm a little too old for that. As far as like reflexes go, you know. Just bought XCOM Enemy Unknown. I have an open source game called UFO Alien Invasion. Interesting. I know XCOM has a open source, like open XCOM thing that people have put together. And is XCOM Enemy Unknown, is that the more modern one? I don't remember the naming convention. Oh, I think I may have overshot this a little bit. Hang on. You think, okay, so that's the 3D one, yeah. So I like those ones. I like XCOM Enemy Unknown and XCOM 2. But I think they are missing some of the strategic depth of the older ones. And so, I don't know. I've played through them, I beat them, I like them. I'll probably play through them again at one point. But you're limited by the fact you don't run Windows. Okay. You might be able to get OpenXCOM for Linux or whatever you're running. That might be something to check out. Alright, where the heck is our target? I've bungled this quite a bit here. There we go, that's what I need. Ace Combat 7 got me interested on the first mission. Alright, I know, because it's like part flight combat sim, part kind of like thriller, maybe? The bane of my existence is getting the Linux version of Kerbal running. Oh no. Yeah, I imagine you're gonna run into some problems trying to run games on that. It's just part of the part and parcel of being more open source minded. I've accepted that if I'm gonna play PC games, I just kinda have to run it on Windows and live with the consequences of that. It's not great. I don't like how Windows has been going since XP, honestly, but I just do the best I can with what I got. Alright, we're closing in here. We're gonna have a nice rendezvous. It's gonna be great. We're gonna drop off what we need. Gonna have a little science guy making science for us. Almost like magic. Hate Windows. Okay. Hey, you know, if you can stay out of it, that's all the better. I use Windows at work, so it doesn't really make a difference to me. I mean, I haven't paid for Windows, so that's at least something I got going for me. Don't crash. No, I won't crash. It's fine. I have crashed in the past into my space stations trying to rendezvous, but you generally manage to avoid it these days. So here we are. The KSS. Alright, and fraud. Pop out, buddy, and get the stuff. Take the data. Take it. And take this one too. 0 Windows boxes. Everything runs Linux or BSD. Alright, that's great. But it sounds like you've managed to get it working. What problems are you having with it? Kerbals. Dude, if Apple made a car, would it have Windows? No. You'd have to get a proprietary port that connected to the cameras on the outside so you could see where you're going. Obviously. Alright, let's board it. And it would cost 3 times as much as a regular car. So let's get these datas loaded up in the lab. And we're gonna start getting some science. That's not a whole lot of science, but you know what? Let's get it going. Let's check the drain on that. All right, so as long as it's in sunlight, it's not draining. That's good to know. So we'll send Jeb home. Running it on your work laptop that runs Linux, but has 16 gigabytes of RAM. My desktop machine has 32, and a reference NVIDIA card. All right. Let's bring it on down now. And I think I promised you guys a min miss or mun mission. So why don't we knock one of those out real quick like here. And we'll probably make it there, but maybe not back. We'll see how it goes. Dude, are oranges named orange because oranges are orange? Or is orange named orange because oranges are orange? Orange is actually... Okay, so this is actually pretty fascinating. So the House of Orange was a Dutch noble family. And they actually changed the name of the fruit. Or in English. It's weird. Basically, they're called oranges because they are orange, but the color orange comes from a Dutch noble house called Orange. So to answer your question, oranges are named orange because oranges are orange. Thank you for the questions, by the way. I did mention that I would answer any questions anybody had, and that was certainly a question. Alright, let's speed up time here, I think. Coming in close. Switch. You two cut that out. Okay. I'm on it. Now, speaking of other games that I like, if sweat on a sweater, does that make you a sweater? Yes. Interesting questions. Speaking of games that I like, I enjoy, in addition to Kerbals and RimWorld and Oxygen Unincluded and stuff like that, I also enjoy Civilization, grand strategy stuff like Europa Universalis and Crusader Kings, stuff that doesn't make for a super entertaining stream. They're kind of more like, you already have to kind of like and understand the game to really follow a stream, I think. That's probably not something I would play unless there was a lot of interest. But I do recommend those games if you like strategy games. They're both very good in their own ways. I haven't played a lot of Civ 6. I guess I should put the caveat out there. I've played Civ 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I have 6 vanilla. I don't have any of the DLCs. And it's okay, but it's not great. I think I prefer Civ 5's playstyle more. But why aren't iPhone chargers just named Apple Juice? Oh, that's too clever. I don't think Apple would come up with something like that. They're very, I don't know, very predictable in their naming schemes at this point. But that is pretty funny. Somebody should do something with that. Oh. Aerobraking takes so long, guys. I guess, yeah, let's try physics warping. I'm always a little dubious of physics warping, but we'll try it out here. I just don't want to explode. And apple juice is prior art, meaning they can't sue Muscle Mans for using the term. Yeah, that's true. They have to give it some kind of you're getting these questions from a TikToker. That reminds me of questions that my friends would come up with. I don't know, to like questions nobody can answer. Like, if people from Poland are called Poles, why aren't people from Holland called Holes? Like, well, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but it's the reason is too long and convoluted to explain here. Oh, TikTok. Maybe I should make a TikTok account. I don't know, I think I'm too old. I feel like you have to be a Zoomer to really get by in that market. Can pop the parachute here. No. Please slap said TikToker. Okay. And no. Look, that TikToker is just doing what gets the most clicks or views or whatever it is they get. So you can't blame the TikToker himself. And some of those are kind of funny. Just, you know, poking fun at the way the English language works. I think a good TikTok would be you ask the question in a funny way, and then you have somebody come on and explain, like, oh, well, actually, let me explain why it's like this. Like, explain the history of the term sweater. Like, why is this piece of clothing called a sweater? Because I don't know why it's called a sweater. I assume because it makes you hot so you sweat, but maybe the etymology is completely different. Maybe they're not related at all. So, that would be a fun TikTok thing to get on. Alright, so we need to go land on the Mun. I think we're just going to go land on the Mun now. So let's go do that. Who are we bringing? We need somebody who hasn't planted a flag on the Mun yet. Bill. Bill hasn't, but I don't care about Bill. Bob, you've planted a flag. How about Packin? Packin still needs to do it. So let's get out there and do it. Okay, I think we've got everything we need. Let's cruise. Ever realized humans cut down birdhouses to make more birdhouses? Yeah, kind of. I mean, in a manner of speaking. Like, trees are more than just birdhouses, you realize. Other animals use it, and they're part of a wider ecosystem. So, I don't know. You could look at it that way, or you could say, you know, we cut down trees to do X, and then part of that X includes making wood houses for birds to use as their nests. Engines 1 and 2 are away. So we're taking Packin up to the moon. Mun for her first training exercise here. Oh boy. We're getting a little a little tipsy here. Let's keep it together, guys. Let's check our stuff. We're still doing good. Where's Emmykins? She's supposed to be around here somewhere, ready to answer any questions. Stabilized now. Should be able to just kind of ride the rest of the way. Speaking of which, okay, Emmykins here. Vulcan Rider, how's your tutorials going? There we go. It's 2 and 3. Cruise on up to 75 kilometers. We're gonna wrap this up with the bow. Beautiful. Yeah, we can get rid of that. We should actually, while we're out there, we should land on a less common part of the MUN, I think. Going back to my Gavin stuff, and then I might pop back to the guy from 2015. Good call. I mean, a lot of the old stuff is mostly still good. Like, some of the physics has changed a bit, but overall, for like general rocketry, the advice is solid. Like, you remember from I'm in Timeout was telling me on Monday that like some of my data was out of date. And I've tweaked a little bit based on that, but for the most part, what I was doing was still functional and just less efficient. So that's something to keep in mind. Wait, you already asked that. Okay. Look, this is going to be a pretty sweet launch here. Look at that. That is solid. You were eating your dinner. Okay, you were eating your dinner, but you put the same question in the chat twice. Some of the stuff I can still remember from when I did SATCOM in the military. For instance, there are some Kerbalers that didn't know what Delta V meant. It's true. There's a lot of people that don't know what Delta V means. They just call it Delta V. Or people who don't even know that it's a thing that exists. You didn't get the answer. I said they don't just cut down birdhouses, in this case trees, to make more birdhouses. They use the wood and other parts of the tree for other things, and birdhouses might be one of the things. Why is that illegal? Asking the same questions twice? No, it's not illegal. It's just I thought I'd already answered. So the thing is, not all birdhouses are made out of wood, first of all. And second of all, the wood from the trees, which are the primary birdhouses, are being used for other things, not just birdhouses. You have to keep that in mind. There we go. All right. Head out to 75 kilometers. Start planning our ejection. I feel like the tagline for these questions should be, What's like a super deep question, man? Do you ever think about how our hands are called hands? Isn't that weird? That's the vibe I'm getting from these weird TikTok questions. Or who came up with the word man? What did they call words before they had words? Still not in space? What the heck? Frustrating. A little physics warp here. Still gonna take a bit though. There we go. Here's up to our apoapsis here. And circularize. Then we'll begin our ejection to the mun. And then we'll be good to go. Yeah, wow, this is actually... Okay, so I gotta hurry here. I'm running out of time. Delta, yep. Delta V. V meaning velocity. So, here, I'll read the whole thing. Although it's a lot. And I might get rickrolled partway through, but I'm willing to take that risk. Alright, let me set up my maneuver node. I always forget how long it takes to play this game. Like, just getting somewhere takes a decent amount of time. Back it off, like so. Okay, that's good. Alright, delta equals change in NV is the change in speed along the velocity vector. I believe, for instance, that for something moving along an equatorial orbit, delta V is speed up or slowing down along the equatorial vector. And then Cap Yes Fairy says, what if I was smart enough to build a real-life space elevator? I would probably be the best scientist in the world. You'd be the best engineer in the world. Because that would be practical application of science, which would make you a structural engineer. But if you, for example, were a scientist who, through scientific discovery, managed to uncover some kind of theoretical material that could be used to construct a space elevator, then you could say you're the best scientist in the world. Maybe not the best in the world. Like, I don't know. It's a tall order. Being the best scientist in the world isn't a very clearly defined goal. But, oh shoot. I forget how long the burn time is on this. Here we go. If you could build a space elevator, you'd certainly be rich, that's for sure. Alright, I think we're gonna get on our ejection here, and then we're gonna call it for the night, because I gotta get prepped here. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for coming out. This has been a lot of fun. Sorry about the disconnect. Obviously, that was unexpected and hopefully will be resolved in the future. Monday, we'll probably be doing a little more KSP. I don't quite have enough people here to blame Twitch. I do blame Twitch. I could also blame my software. That might be the issue because the other Twitch channels that I was looking at weren't down. So I'll do a little troubleshooting this weekend, see what the issue might be. But since I don't really have enough people here to poll, I'll just say KSP Monday, and we'll go from there. I know a lot of people showed up for RimWorld, and I don't want to leave them hanging by not playing that again, so that'll be on the schedule at some point. And I would like to branch out and try a couple of other games. But at the same time, I don't want to alienate people, obviously. So we'll see how things go in the coming weeks and months, hopefully. And if you have a game you'd like to see me play, put it in the chat, and I will add it to the list of games that people want to see me play. Make sure it's something you would actually watch me play and not just something you want me to play. Yeah, I guess you could put that too. But let me know which one it is so I know I'm in the right spot. And with that, let's finish up our burn. Takes so long to burn. Do you know the catapult that helped planes takes off carriers? I do know about that. It's steam powered, I believe, or at least it used to be. It's pretty fascinating that they have that kind of system in place. I guess it's sort of necessary with the long takeoff times that a lot of these planes have. Couldn't expect them to take off on a shorter runway without some sort of assistance. Alright, so there we go. We're on an ejection burn, so first thing next stream, we'll do a little MUN mission, and it'll be a fun time for everyone. But with that, we'll head back to the KSC and wrap it up. So, thanks everybody again for coming out. I am going to end the stream. You're welcome, Vulcan Rider. And I will see you guys, hopefully, on Monday. Wait a minute, I'm in the wrong spot. Here we go. Alright, ending the stream now.